Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree. In a little house deep in the 100-acre wood, a very round bear named Minnie the Pooh was doing his living exercises. He was breathing deeply when all of a sudden he felt his tummy rumble. "Oh my," said Pooh, "this up and downing is making me hungry." Pooh hurried to the cupboard and got out his honey pot. "Bother," said Pooh, "there's nothing left but the sticky part." But the sticky part was better than no honey at all, so Pooh stuck his nose into the pot and licked up the last little bit. With his head deep inside the pot, Pooh heard a buzzing sound. "Bzzz. That buzzing means something," Pooh said. Pop! He pulled his head out and saw a bee fly out his window. "Buzzing means bees," said Pooh, "and where there are bees, there's usually honey." Pooh followed the bee through the 100-acre wood. When he came to the foot of a very tall tree, he looked up and saw the bee buzzing around a hole. "Honey," said Pooh, and he began to climb. He climbed and he climbed all the way up the tree, all the way up to the hole. As Pooh leaned forward, the branch began to bend. The more he leaned, the more the branch bent, until he could almost reach the honey. He leaned just a little bit more, and snap went the branch, and down fell Pooh. He bounced from branch to branch, until he ran out of branches, and landed headfirst in a bush. "Oh my," said Pooh, rubbing his sore head. "I guess it all comes from liking honey so much." Pooh rubbed his head so hard that he came up with an idea. He would borrow a balloon from his friend Christopher Robin. "You can't get honey with a balloon," Christopher Robin told Pooh. "I can," said Pooh. "I shall hang on to the string and float up to the bee-hole." Then Pooh rolled himself in mud until he was covered from nose to toes. "I'm pretending to be a little black storm cloud," Pooh told Christopher Robin, "to fool the bees." "Silly old bear," said Christopher Robin. He watched Pooh float up, up, up into the sky and dangle right beside the hole. Pooh reached in and pulled out a paw full of honey as the bees began to buzz suspiciously.